Recording started.
So, good morning, good evening to everyone. I'm Jean-François Courtine. I am in charge of marketing, offering alliances, and tonight I will be the master of ceremony for this sales webinar about smarter products. This campaign is connected to the product integrity campaign, and let's consider it's a wave 2. And so a continuation, and it's also part of the Q2 acceleration plan. A number of you are involved in this Q2 acceleration plan, and it's full part of it. Very shortly, the smarter products allow our customers to engage further with their customers, to optimize their operations, and to transform their business. By the way, the smarter products also allow us to engage with our client, to optimize our operation and to transform our business to them. So really it's a pretty important topic, and we can differentiate strongly versus most of our competition. I would like to introduce you now the campaign core team. So first of all, Piet Wiebevactor, he is a sponsor of this campaign. He is the CEO of Société Nederland, from a country willing to involve strongly in this area. Indeed, again, in the frame of this Q2 acceleration plan, he may join later in the call, but he is still at the customer call. It's the same for Sanjeev Agarwal, the Global Sales Officer. He should join us by the end of this call and then cover the incentive and the call for action. If he is not there, I will make the interim. Then you have Atul. Atul is the head of IoT Center of Excellence in India, and in this presentation, he will describe the content of the offering. We have also in this core team, Gita. Gita is Director of IoT in the Center of Excellence, and she is dedicated to this initiative up to a direct involvement at interacting with customers. Then we have Sandeep. A number of you are knowing him well. He is the head of analytics and cognitive services in the Société SBU. He will present here the market expectations, and he will also give elements about the campaign execution. In this team, you have also Paul. Paul is our new Global Marketing Director, and he will share how this marketing will be done in relation with this campaign. So I propose to hand over immediately to Sandeep with the market expectation and what we can propose to our customers. Sandeep, up to you.
Thank you, Jean-François. Hello, everyone. I am super excited to be here with all of you for several different reasons. And Smarter Products is a story that is very unique out there in the market. More importantly, we as Société have a very unique position with what we bring to the table. And I'm hoping that over the next few slides, you will learn about our positioning as well as what we bring to the table. From this call's perspective, we're going to cover two main things, specifically around smart products. What do they bring to the table? We will answer the questions of why we should focus on it and what makes Société unique. The second thing is around the campaign execution, the incentives, the support that you're going to get from the team to make you successful, as well as a request and next steps. Next slide. So let's get started. Smart products are here to stay, and they will only get smarter in the future. Today, we have reached a tipping point, and the tipping point is that the data that we get out of smart products is higher than the data that is generated out of humans. I mean, think about Fitbit, the smartwatch, the car that you drive today, the Amazon Echo and Google. All of these have simple things that are common. The first thing that is common is they make your life simple. The second thing is they enrich your life and optimize it as well. The third thing is they are transforming our lives and will continue to do so as the products get smarter. At its basics, each smart product has what we call sensors. They detect something, they are connected to an ecosystem, and they rely on analytics so that they can be context aware, location aware, they are adaptive, and they can personalize to who you are as a person. Next. So why should we focus on it? And the question becomes, why today? Three things. We should focus on it because this is on top of mind of every single client. With the message of smart products as well as product integrity, you now have the ear of the C-level. Imagine walking up to them and saying, I can help you make things smarter, your product smarter. I can help you change your business model. It could be product as a service, or it could be a completely different model that they have not thought of. I can make sure that your products are secure. They are on the right platform. They are connected in the right way, and that you are deriving the right insights. Name one company that would not be interested in hearing this message. Name one CEO who would not be interested in hearing this message. I mean, this is our way into the company, into the C-level, and having those higher conversations. With that, I'll hand over to Atul to cover the portfolio and the offerings. Atul?
Yeah, thank you, Sandeep, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. If this is on the top of every customer's mind, then we definitely need to have all our portfolio aligned to address their requirements. And we have built our portfolio to address exactly that. We do provide the service right from innovation, which provides them to build the roadmap for building the smart products. We do provide industrialization of the services to quickly scale up the operation. The whole idea is to stay ahead of a competition and quickly release the smart products. Definitely, a lot of data is getting generated and it needs to be analyzed. It needs to find a wisdom from all the data and provide the insights that could be used to create new business model. And finally, the most low-hanging fruit of a smart product is having a remote operations, providing remote support services, and optimizing the operations. This is what customers are looking for. While doing so, they want to make sure that the products are delivered of a highest quality and has a security. And that's where it marries with our product integrity campaign, as well as our services around product integrity. So we have a portfolio which addresses all the requirements and all the questions which Sandeep described in a previous slide. And we feel totally confident that we have an ammunition for you in our service offering to address the customer's needs. Next slide. So our service offerings are aligned to the portfolio, which are nothing but our customers' needs. And what we have is a very, very well-defined catalog of services around innovation center, product factory, operations centers, and analytics as a service. If any of our customers are looking to define the roadmap for smart products or looking for technology directions, then we do provide a smart product assessment as a service. We also help them in building a minimal viable product in anything between 8 to 12 weeks. And that could speed up their journey towards smarter products. Once MVP is built, it has been proved in the market. If you want to industrialize it, that's where a product factory service comes into picture. We help them in designing, building, integrating into the ecosystem and deliver production grade smart products, as well as we do provide product integrity services in continuation of what you heard earlier from Mark about product security and product quality. Finally, there is an operation centers which helps in monetizing the remote operations as well as providing support over internet, and we do help providing a smart product remote operations center service. Finally, if you are looking for data analytics as well as making sure that you are having all the visualization around the data, we do provide analytics as a service. So we do have a very well-defined catalog of service offerings and enough of a proof point in coming slides to showcase our capabilities. Next slide. Smart product development is going to be involving a lot of partners, and we have selected carefully the partners which addresses our need for the service offering as well as in turn addressing the needs for customers' requirements through our portfolio. There are specific, I can say, partners which work in a specific domain, like ThingWorks and Axida would be the right partner for working into a medical domain, while Schneider would be the best company to provide all the sensors and devices in energy or industrial domain. We definitely are aligned to Microsoft and IBM in providing the platform, which is both for IoT as well as for cloud. However, we also work with an open source platform on data analytics side like Hadoop and Splunk. So we do have a right credentials and partnership at place to make it sure that we are capable of delivering any smart product quickly and providing a value. Next slide. Here are some of the few select case studies which we have picked up to ensure that we do have sufficient capabilities around smart product factories as well as around operation centers or analytics. However, there are a lot more and that you can find in remaining documentation. But to name a few, we work with EMC, which is a storage giant, and here we have helped them to possibly save $7 million over a period of time by leveraging connectivity solutions for their storage arrays. Here we have leveraged one of our asset called iHeal, and that has helped in reducing the mean time for repair. For Welchelen, which is a medical domain customers, we monitor almost 10,000 vitals device which you see in ICUs remotely, and providing over-the-air updates as well as reducing the issues on the vital monitors for blood pressure, temperature, and spirometry and oxygens, almost reducing the issues by 30%. Rio Tinto is a mining company, and we run the analytics center for them remotely here from India. Here we have connected some of their assets in a mining field, like long haul trucks or drilling machines, and we are able to possibly predict the failures and improve the remaining useful life by almost 20%. So diverse experience from various fields and sufficient credentials to take it as a reference to our other customers. Next slide. Finally, what makes us so unique? So as Sandeep said, that we have some of the unique capabilities within our group that puts us ahead of our competition. 20 years of experience in developing products. Almost I can say top 10% of our customers are leaders in their field and respective industries which are listed here. And we have been releasing the products and delivered so many product releases which are in market, more than 10,000 over a period of years. Our unique proposition also comes that we provide end-to-end services, so you don't have to look for. Okay, sorry. Our unique proposition also comes that we do provide end-to-end services, right from, I can say, enabling the device for connectivity to providing remote operations and analytics. So you don't have to go for multiple vendors. Using some of our accelerators, we have a very, I can say, rapid time to market. Typically, a smart product use case can be proven in 8 to 10 weeks. And that's what we have been doing for multiple customers. We do also have right credentials for regulatory and compliance in various regions and various domains. That makes us very unique, that we understand the regulation, that what will it take to do a product release. And finally, we are very flexible for various types of business model, including outcome-based model. So that's the whole point where we can be ahead of the game with some of our competitions. Next slide. I hear a lot of disturbance. Can everyone put on mute? Yeah. Okay. Here is a sales guide which helps you in qualifying the opportunity, or what are the key questions what you can ask which can lead to a smart product discussions. And for example, if you can ask that whether you are moving towards services models from just selling the products, or are you leveraging the data which you are getting collected from the products in the field, that can lead to an opportunity or also help you in qualifying whether the customer is looking for developing a smart products. If it does, then there is definitely a next step, which could be an innovation workshop, which we can do in 3 to 5 days. There could be also be like a opportunity to do a minimal viable product, which could be through our assessment leading to creation of a MVP in 8 to 12 weeks. If there is a need to develop I can say roadmap for a customer, then definitely we can use our assessment service, which we typically do in 2 to 4 weeks. Finally, what we feel is that smart products are going to be everywhere. All the markets and segments will embrace it. We do have a deep domain expertise in the slide which was discussed earlier. But apart from this domains also, you are going to see a lot of traction for smart products in all the industries. And though there are classified, I can say, areas in which the smart products will provide more values, but eventually everything will get connected. The target audience for you should be the CXOs of the organizations, VP of engineering, head of products, or like a chief digital officer. Sorry, Christian. Or chief strategy officer, or a digital transformation leaders or directors. I feel that we do have all the material ready for you, which will help you quickly gain entry into this new area of smart products and quickly win some new business. Next slide. Sandeep, please take it over.
Okay, thank you, Atul. Actually, if you can go back to the previous slide. So I want to touch on a few things, like I indicated earlier. I mean, I'm super excited because this is something that is a very relevant topic. It is needed today. It will be needed tomorrow. And this is being discussed at the board level on companies. And every single CEO, CXO is interested in hearing your story. So let's summarize what we have talked about so far, right? Every company, when they are in this journey, are looking at three things. One is, where do I start? The second thing is, how do I industrialize? And the third thing is, how do I go faster, right? So our portfolio and our offerings are there to support exactly those three things. Where do I start? We have the Innovation Center. low cost, high ROI offerings that are door openers, which give a company an impact into what is out there in the market and how they can gain from it. For companies that already know and are into the field of smart products, we have the product factory, which is industrialize what you are doing in a cost-efficient manner. And the last part, how do we keep you out of the news? Let's make it secure. Let's have the product integrity in place, and we do that through the operations center. This is the message that we can take to every single person, and every single person is interested in hearing from us. In terms of the execution side of things, we've already shown you cases about Smart Product Factory, as well as Analytics as a Service and the Operations Center. These are engagements that we have been doing for a very, very long time. So it is not something that is new. This is something that we have delivered on before, and we can bring that strong engine to support you. Same is true on the Innovation Center side as well. Next slide. We have a large team to support you, to help you be successful. The team of product integrity, the spokes that have been assigned for product integrity, will continue to remain the same. And you can reach out to them anytime you have those opportunities. In terms of smart products, Geeta, who has been introduced earlier in this call, she will be the spoke for single point of contact for the smart product side. She can give you the content, or get you the content, get you the messaging, which could even be sector-based because we have cases and the domain expertise there. We can provide you the team and the pre-sales support to be able to go to the client side, including with IoT demos. So if you want to go to a client side with an IoT demo, Geeta is the person you can reach out to, and she will get that done for you. Next slide. Here is another list of all the resources that are available, not just from the analytics side, the IoT side, but also from the product integrity side and the Win Center, the marketing, as well as the alliances. We are all here to support you. I would like you to keep this slide on your desk so that you will always remember that, hey, if I need somebody on product integrity or smart products, this is the team that I can call upon. Next slide. So let's move on to the campaign execution side of things. Okay. Next slide. Where are we today? Today we have this webinar where we are talking to you about smart products and the product integrity. What we would like from you is support on sending out initial client mailers focusing on the inspire, engage, offer approach to the clients. We are here to support you, and some emails have already gone out. Some of you are already aware of this information around the team of product integrity as well as smart products, helping you in the client-facing interactions. These are the client meetings. We want to go there with you to the client meetings, including with demos, so that we can prove this is something we have done before and we can do this for you. On May 30th, we will have a webinar, an external webinar, where we will have a client, Mr. Palani. He is the CTO of Teramo, who is going to be joining us, and he will give his point of view on the smart products. We have been working with Teramo for about 8 to 10 years now, so it's a very good story. My request from you is to spread this message so that we can bring the largest audience and the best audience that you feel will benefit from a message, not just from Sujeti, but also from an external speaker. In terms of the campaign, we're hoping to have the first incentives by July 31st, and Jean-Francois will touch on the incentives. And by September 30th, we're going to close this campaign and the sales incentives will be awarded. Next slide. So with that, I'll hand over to Paul. Paul?
Thank you, Sandeep, and welcome everybody. It's, as Jean-Francois said, I'm just started this role as the Global Director for Sogeti. I'm really excited to be here, and as Sandeep was saying, this solution area is so relevant. We've all got Fitbits or monitors or Apple Watches or watching our diets through plans through our smartphones. It's a very relevant topic. Gartner predicts by 2021, 20 billion things will be connected. So this campaign, very relevant, and follows the product integrity campaign that was recently launched. So in terms of how we're going to approach it from a marketing perspective, we're going to look at a client email, which will go out obviously through the Pardot system, to incite and engage our audience. We've got a great customer here to celebrate what they're doing around IoT, and we've got a very senior delegate in Dr. Polani, so I think it's going to be a very, very engaging topic. Supporting the email activity, we're also going to do some blogging. So we're looking at creating several blog posts to support the campaign through social media and also through paid social. We've actually done some analysis, and we've collected about 250,000 contacts globally, actually linked to our countries, which are relevant to this campaign, which we can then do some targeted sponsored advertising to as well to drive additional contacts to the webinar. So the kind of things we're looking at from a blog perspective are trends in IoT. So what's new in bots, drone activity, as well as kind of top trends. We're looking at topics around analytics and security, which also links back nicely to the campaign messages and themes. And then an ebook, really collating our top case studies in a really engaging format that we can use, again, as further material to keep people stimulated throughout the campaign rather than just having an email. We need to engage with more content throughout the activity. And these will all be tracked and coded through Pardot, so we can see the engagement and the attraction from the people that are downloading these assets. And also Sogeti Labs, I think that's an area we haven't leveraged, so we're looking to promote the webinar through that, and also through our local sites, and then potentially through some display media. So we're just analysing a number of IoT communities on the internet where we can place some advertising to push people through to the webinar. So additional elements that we haven't used before in campaigns to really help drive the work that we'll all be doing from a Sogeti perspective. And then just a very basic project plan at the bottom there in terms of some of the key things we're looking at. Which one really key is the target lists. So as Sandeep mentioned, we've got a profile of the customers and targets we're looking to attract. So if we can get those lists in early, we can segment those, and we can then really be very, very targeted in our approach for the campaign. I'm also looking at setting up some calls for the Marcom community, and sales are welcome to join those throughout the campaign. So we can just do some touch points to make sure that any problems or share success, get more engagement through the campaign, which I think we haven't done before. So that's something I want to implement. So critical to the success is the utilization of Thor. And I think we're very lucky here at Sogeti to have these tools at our disposal. But it's about applying knowledge to the tools and a framework around them to get best success. So obviously, in order to make the best opportunity of the incentives that are outlined for the campaign, just want to remind people about how to tag an opportunity to the campaign. So if you can see from this slide here, the first step is you open up the primary campaign source, and then on the lookup, you have to put an asterisk before the campaign title and an asterisk at the end, and search for this campaign. We've already set this up in the system, so I'll show you the code for it on the next slide. And then you just click on that and save the opportunity, and it's done. It's so important that we tag the opportunities to the campaign so that we can go back and evaluate the return on investment and the input that marketing have done in this campaign. As I mentioned earlier, we have set this up. So there's two options really. If it's a sales-only lead, so marketing, there's been no involvement for marketing, no interaction for marketing at all with that opportunity, then it's a sales-only opportunity tagged to the campaign. And if it's marketing touch, then obviously it needs to be tagged from a marketing perspective. So I think we're going to make sure that this campaign has got really supported with a lot of assets, some good thought leadership, and very well integrated within the Thor system. I'm just going to hand over to Jean-Francois.
So thank you very much, Paul. Sandeep already mentioned that a bit. So like the other campaign, we are implementing incentives for this campaign. And indeed, it's a twin campaign between product integrity and smarter product. At end, we will implement exactly the same thing, and it will be a combined incentive. So it's just a reminder. First, 2 steps, the interaction steps and the closing step. The interaction, it's about generating funnel, making actions in order to create attraction from the market. So there will be the top 10 salespeople will be recognized. The top 10 salespeople will be identified from the number of leads and the largest funnel, unweighted TCV funnel of opportunity. The second type of action is from the MarCom, the marketing leaders. And again, for them, it's about issuing mailings and getting registration from the targets. A registration, most of these mailings are sending or suggesting the destinies to go to a web page, and in the web page, when they registered, that means we have attracted them, and they are the base of further communication. So for the top 10 sales executives, for the top 2 marketers, each one will earn a 2,000 euros voucher for smart products, and typically what we have done is in Amazon credit. So that's for the interaction step. But indeed, and so this is supposed to be closed by end of July, so before summer break. And then, most important, I would say, it's closing deals. And the top 5 sales exec will earn a seat at the Champions Club. So I presume some of you have already been winner to the Champion Club, but just to give you an idea of what you earn, usually it's a long weekend from the Wednesday night till the Sunday night or Monday. And the 2 last destinations were Cape Town and the next one is Athens. So variety of continent. The conditions, to make it simple, are organized by ants. So I can tell you that it's really very appealing and comfortable. So that's the incentive, and again, it's combined with the product integrity incentive. So if I try to sum up what I've heard, and indeed I'm pretty impressed. When I see, indeed, what impressed me the most was the customer cases. When I hear about 10,000 of terminals managed at the same time, when I hear about EMC Square, which is the leading technology in storage, so I really feel we are really top capabilities to top customers. When I hear about Rio Tinto, it's a global company doing in the mining. And so, again, it's a different area, and I see also the variety of sectors we can address. So if I try to sum up what I understood from the call, first, it's about being clear about the target list, and it's part of the Q2 acceleration plan. We must focus our work on targets. So the target lists are already existing. They have been started with product integrity, and it's still time to extend them, to complement them, depending on what you know, what you hear. Then from this target, the first thing is to invite these clients to start interaction and to invite them for the customer webinar, which is already planned, and Sandeep talked about that on May 30th. We will, and Paul explained that there will be a succession of mailings for creating this interest. And so the real action, after having complemented the list of targets, is to send these mailers. The next step, having created interest, having inspired our customers or our prospects, it's about closing customer appointments, and Geeta will come. She is, I checked that by myself, I am today in Mumbai, she is visa ready. So really, at any time starting on Monday, she can jump and be with you with her deep knowledge and understanding, and again, in the variety of customers. So for sure, it's better if we will prepare the visit with you, depending on the sector of the customer. We will consolidate the experience with similar customers of your sector, of the sector of this customer. But the key point is to close appointments. And the last point, I think Paul said it, if we want to track that, if we want to be recognized, the opportunity has to be registered in Tor, in the local channel, and as it was shown in the slide before. So really, 4 actions: complement targets, send mailers, close customer appointments, and then register the opportunity. So this is the key elements, and we have still some time. We tried to make this call pretty short, and so we are very open for questions. And again, Sandeep, Atul, Geeta are here available for answering any of your questions. So maybe the big event organization, can you tell how people can take the lead or speak? Please. Yep. Because I understand you have to do *6 or *5, or so if big event organization, you can remind how to ask for being unmuted, please.
And also you can, I am Rupesh is saying something.
Nikhil, could you unmute the participants, please?
I think they are not on mute.
Okay.
All are on mute only. People can just press *6 and talk to you.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Srini Datla from Sujati, US. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, Srini. Pleased to hear you.
Good afternoon. So this is really exciting. I'm very, very happy to see this campaign. Overall, I love what I'm hearing. I think from a feedback standpoint, we're probably underselling our engineering and mechatronics capabilities of designing products in this message. So that's a quick feedback on what I saw here. But overall, I love this campaign, and I'm very excited about what's coming up.
And Srini, this is Atul, and point well taken. I think we have a very unique position of end-to-end, where I clearly mentioned that right from sensors till remote operations, we do have capabilities which includes hardware, electrical, mechanical embedded, along with software, and that will make us as a end-to-end partner, and we will ensure that possibly enough of material has been provided to bring out this as a differentiating point when sales guys start going to the customers.
As an example, Atul, we take Intermetro, the New York client. We do the engineering, effectively like the support and operate side is the entire engineering cycle of changing the product. The change request comes, we're handling the change request. So it's that aspect of the maintenance of the smart products is what I think will add a lot of value.
Definitely.
Good morning, guys. This is Rupesh Agarwal from Sujiti, Chicago. Again, excellent presentation on smart products. But my expectation from the campaign was that focus more on the smart product. I work with a large med device customer, and from my past experience, I can tell them that they have the capabilities of collecting the data from devices to their remote, the cloud solution, and do the analytics piece. The biggest challenge they are facing, and that's where they need help from the consulting company, how do they make their device much smarter so that they can be remote enabled, or they can be able to communicate with internet or internet for data transfer. So I think we need to have some dedicated slide there which says that how can you change a dumb device to a smart device with our consulting services in a very quick manner. That's what will help a large med device customer in Chicago region.
Rupesh, thank you so much for the input. And yes, as Jean-Francois has indicated, and we have indicated that is the leading question that is on top of mind of every single customer. When we do get these client appointments, we will work with you and bring in the right messaging that is sector-based so that we deliver the highest value in that client interaction. Okay?
Okay. The next thing is, will you able to share this slide deck? I would like to just do a quick peek with my customer to talk about, this is what we are doing, and if interest him further, I can bring him for the next step.
Absolutely. The slides will be shared soon after this webinar is done.
Yep.
Thank you.
So thank you, Sandeep. Everybody on the call, we have a Team Park community set up. While I do not have a problem in mailing across the presentation to everybody, it would be much more easier if you check the Team Park community out. I'll share the link with you on the email. It will have many more resources, not just this slide deck. But for those who want the slide deck by mail, please, just let me know and we'll do that.
Can you, Gita, any comment you want to do on the initial question?
Sandeep covered it, and essentially what we are saying is this slide deck was just a teaser and hint to kind of talk about our end-to-end capabilities. When we start putting together the customer-facing deck, we will go into the next level of details of the capabilities. So whether you want to kind of highlight the engineering capabilities, the embedded software capabilities, or the sensor selection capabilities, we can do that. We have the things ready, and as you said, we'll put together the customer-specific kind of a deck together to address your specific needs.
Okay. Other questions? Again, feel free. You have around the table the top leaders and the experts in this area. So, and any question from Europe? Because I understood that the American customers are already very excited, and we are already engaged and engaging. And from Europe, any question?
Hi, this is Johannes Schwanzer from Sogeti Hightech in Germany. Concerning the topic cybersecurity, I think this is, at least for Europe, especially for Germany, a specific one, because IoT or smart products are often suffer from missing detail in cybersecurity or security aspects. So maybe this could be an interesting point, maybe to put in a slide, or maybe have some extra slides for that, as I can imagine our customers will really like to look at it.
Definitely, we would take care of these things, and on Team Park, I will upload our cybersecurity capabilities, and once Geeta sends the mail to everyone, you should be able to download our cybersecurity capabilities. And if there is a specific need while developing a smart product as well as any of the smart services around cybersecurity, we will help you in customizing that with respect to either the product or the services and the environment in that are supposed to work. So yes, as an initial, I can say generic cybersecurity capabilities, we will put it on a team path. But if you require to tailor it down for your specific needs in Germany, please do let us know, and then we will customize it based on both customers and product requirements.
Okay.
Hello, one question. I'm Frederic Christophe from France. I do believe it would be interesting to have a deck per industry per industry. What is a specific message? How do we help to connect their product in such or such industry? Because it's absolutely not the same with a consumer products or an industrial product. And I do believe what we can bring, the message we can bring will be different from one industry to another one. So is there already such a deck per industry or not?
Frederick, unfortunately, we have not created all the decks for the industries, but we keeping focus on a customer which we talk to. We try to bring out the specific use cases for the industries, the type of technology ecosystems it will require, and really like our service offerings catering to that. So if you have a specific need, let us say in your case, let us say for energy sector or for aerospace, do let us know, and then we can customize a deck for you and send it across.
Okay.
Just maybe one additional comment from my side, from a sales perspective. Again, we want, it's part of the Q2 acceleration plan. We want some wins in Q2. So we are more willing to give a higher priority when a given customer is approached. And so Geeta and Atul are very keen to personalize things. They have existing customers. We showed some of them. So, but the priority I gave them is really to give a higher priority to a given customer. So usually a campaign you address sectors or you address unnamed customers. Here we have the mandate, and you have heard that on other side, we have the mandate to close some deals in Q2. So we want to give higher priority to given names. So if you want some answer quickly, best way is to start engaging with the customer, closing an appointment, and there be sure you will have it very quickly. That's the first element of my answer. The second element of my answer, you were talking about the example of consumer products. Indeed, we did not develop that, but when we go further, indeed, we are more in complex systems, in safety systems, in systems which are in relation with compliance, because these are systems which are generating more value. We are in the automotive, which is pretty regulated. We are in the medical system, which are pretty regulated. So indeed, there is no immediate synergy but the technology, and between medical and automotive as an example, but all that is regulated. Our product must be compliant. We also, you saw it in the deck, we are also doing product validation. So indeed, the sectors where we are the better are the sectors which are under constraint, more than, let's say, cell phone as an example. So we are not much playing in the consumer products to give priorities among the sectors. I don't know, Sandeep or Atul, if you want to elaborate a bit more on the privileged sectors or not. But again, the main point is engage with the customer and we follow.
Jaffa, so like what you said is absolutely right. Our focus areas where we have always been working is in medical, storage, industrial products, automotive, energy, aerospace. For this, we do have like some of the things which are ready. However, like what Sandeep said, and I also feel that smart products are going to be everywhere. So based on specific like a customer you are talking to, we would able to bring out the adjacencies from our past experience and really create a customized I can say offerings and a presentation for our sales guys, and that would be a more specific pitch for that particular I can say sector or industry. However, like in the areas which I mentioned, we do have ready material, but then it is again like within medical also you have so many areas, whether you are talking about imaging companies or you are talking about therapeutic devices, or whether you are talking about possibly like companies which are doing specifically into I can say electronic record maintenance, then each of them would be slightly different. And as soon as like any of them approach us with a specific need, we will customize and send them very specific for that customer in that domain.
So let me kind of summarize this in slightly differently, right? So for me, it's two things. One is, how do I get to a customer and how do I deliver the most value in that 1 hour of discussion that I have with the customer? And the answer to that question really is through a customized, dedicated, as well as sector-focused message that I can provide to that customer. So to me, get the client interactions, get the client meetings, and we will bring you the customer-focused, sector-focused message that you need to deliver in front of the client. So we will do that.
Yes, go please.
Hey, just to check, am I audible? I have a question.
Yes, you're very audible. Please keep on.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the very informative session. Myself, I'm Vishal, dialing in from Singapore. I have two specific opportunities, and one of them is, in fact, both of them are related to Industry 4.0 type of initiatives, right? On the one hand, I have a customer who is talking about innovation as a service, right? They want to look at how can we possibly help them define and restructure their entire R&D team, budget allocation, team structure, etc. So first question is, will this particular customer need, and it's going to be a structured RFP process and a 5-month exercise as a deliverable, right? Will this get benefited from the current current offerings or current Q2 acceleration program? That's one. Second is, I have an airline over here in Malaysia which have a problem specifically with vibration in the cockpit, and again they are looking at analytics as a service to resolve this problem. Again, similar question, will this fall under the Q2 acceleration program in terms of both of these opportunities, and would Atul and Geeta be my go-to? Thank you.
Yes, we can definitely help you with that. Between me, Sandeep and Atul, we should be able to help you respond to the RFP and address the specific use case of the vibrations in the cockpit. But Vishal, can you give me a full name, please? Vishal, your last name, please?
Vishal Sringarpure.
Oh, hi, Vishal. So let's connect after this call. Send me the details and we'll definitely work through this. As far as whether this will fall under the Q2 acceleration program or not, I'll let Geoffroy answer that.
No, it's perfect. It's exactly the kind of behavior we would like. Let's start from the need of a customer as you express it. Let's develop the solution. And then if we can avoid the RFP, it's even better. But in any case, we can influence the wording of the RFP. So it's what you said, it's exactly the kind of initiative we want to focus Geeta and Atul. It's exactly that.
Yeah. Thank you, Jean-Francois. This is Sandeep. So I do want to bring in a point that Jean-Francois has already mentioned. Ideally, we want to message this proactively, because the more we message this proactively, the more we will be seen as holding that domain for that client with that client. The second thing is, we have door openers as offerings, innovation workshops, MVPs, analytics as a service. All of these are low cost, high ROI offerings that can, in some cases, help you prevent the RFPs because you have already delivered value through these workshops. So what I would suggest is, be proactive. Let's push this message proactively through Geeta, Atul, and I, and then let's aim for setting up these door openers in a way that will actually engage with the client early, and in most cases, or in some cases, help us prevent the RFPs to where we can be their end-to-end partner.
Okay, thank you.
Can you give a short example? You were recently in Japan at Toshiba for analytics as a service. So I don't know to what extent it applies to one of the two cases that Vishal was talking about.
Yes, I can do that. Went to Toshiba Medical, met with the head of the R&D and the right-hand person, and we had a very good workshop in regards to what they were looking to do, what their plans are, and how do smart products and IoT actually influence what they are looking to do. And in just that one session, we got extremely positive feedback on what they thought Sujeti and PNES could offer. They looked at us with a completely different set of eyes, saying, wow, we didn't know you guys had all this capability and this additional capability that you have brought us to the table. And really what we are doing now is helping them, or we will start helping them in saying, okay, why don't we now start engaging around these specific offerings, innovation as a service and the MVP part of it. So we're waiting for an internal reorg to be completed, and I will be back in May in Japan to go ahead and move them to the next step.
So I understand there is a continental competition, because I understand Asia and America are already pretty ready and in advance. So again, Europe, I'm European, you understand, so I would like Europe to compete as much. Any additional question from Europe, or from Asia, or from America? Okay, so
this is me. One quick question, Jean-Francois. So if there's an existing proposal that we're pushing through at stage 5, would that be something we'd qualify for this campaign, or is that outside of the tagging is what I'm looking for?
Yeah, but you know, everyone is willing to have it, so you're allowed, even if you're in stage 5, to tag it, because you can change the tagging till it is sold. So the sold deals, it's already over, but any other deal in the funnel, you can tag it to the campaign.
Perfect. Thank you.
So again, the competition will be tough, because I see very prepared teams. So Srini, well, I will be very happy to congratulate you and your team if some of the US folks are among the winners. Other questions? Atul, Sandeep, Geeta, any last word?
We will be circulating a mail with a link to Team Park. You'll find the presentation there. If you have any challenges in accessing it, please drop me an email and I'll share the collaterals with you.
And from my side, I mean, the team is here to support you, and whenever you have a client interaction, we will fly down and bring in demos as well to help your client.
So thank you very much. I think the time is over. So thank you very much for all your very interesting questions. And now let's generate business. Let's bring value to our customers. Let's differentiate and let's close deals. Thank you very much. Have a great end of week. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.